I'm sorry, say that again.
You don't believe where your grandmother had you was the truth.
Definitely not.
That's
Well, for
God's house.
starters, I'm sorry, say that again.
Isn't that God's house where she had you?
Christianity?
Yeah, the church.
Nah. Christianity, nah. The reason why I say that, Christian, means the anointed one. There's no Christianity in the Bible. Christianity is a white man religion that came from Spain and was
I
pushed
almost
on.
choked.
I'm
No,
sorry, say
finish.
that
I
again.
almost choked on my coffee. No, go ahead and finish.
No, I was just saying, Christianity, it's a white man religion that came from Spain that was pushed on the Israelites during slavery, just where they can forget who they are. It was their way of keeping the slaves in check, like slaves so obey their masters. They were just using parts of the Bible just to keep the slaves in check in that form. But no, I don't believe in Christianity. But the word Christian, it means the anointed one, because Jesus was a Christian. Like you would never see Christianity, the religious Christianity, in the Bible.
Oh no, I absolutely agree with you as far as not the white man stuff, but I agree with the term Christianity. That's not a biblical term of anybody. Like nobody took on that term in the Bible as an endearment or something that was ordained by the Father or Christ or anybody. I agree with you 100%. We take it, it was definitely a slur, and we took on it. I can't tell you why the church fathers took on that term, but passed through tradition, we had taken on it. But brother, to be honest, to be fair, a lot of Christians churches have been removing that title from themselves because of what you just said. So I don't know
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
know that, but a lot of Christians have been they have stopped calling themselves Christians. Even myself, like I don't really like to say I'm a Christian. I say I'm God's, disciple or child of God. Like that's how we kind of talk now.
Hmm.
Yeah, the church is moving away from that term Christianity, at least
That's
non-denominational
good.
churches. So yeah, all what you said as far as that was true. Okay, so now,
Okay, let's talk
um,
about this immaculate deception. That's
yeah,
the reason
exactly.
why
Because
I called.
deception, you are funny. Yeah, so why don't you accept it?
Okay, the reason why I don't accept it, because Jesus came within the seed. He came through the seed, Abraham, correct?
I agree,
All right.
100%.
How do this work? I'm new to your platform, so is it like y'all have readers or you got to read it yourself? How did that work?
You can read it, or you can ask me to read it because yeah, it's okay.
Okay, awesome. Let me see. All right, the first one I want to bring out is let me see. Okay, Hebrews 2, chapter 2, verse 16.
All right, hold on, let me get there first. Yeah, because normally we'll have um, Brother Rodney, Sister Lisa, or Meech read, but none of them are available right now. So it's only
Right,
me and
right,
you that's gonna get to
understood.
read. Okay, because everybody else is too shy to read. All right, so Hebrews 2, a lot of them are uncomfortable reading the King James English. That's probably why. It is tricky and it makes people stumble and people get embarrassed. So I'm at Hebrews
Yeah, I want
chapter.
to read
What verse am I going to?
16.
Okay, so you want to read it, brother, or like I said, anytime you want me to read, I'll do it. But go ahead.
Oh, yes, sir, you can read it.
All right. So it says, for verily he took not on him the nature of angels, but he took on him the seed of Abraham. Okay, I agree.
Okay, so okay, yeah. So he did not come as in like a spirit. Well, of course, God put the spirit in the body, of course, but he did not come as a spirit, as in like immaculate deception. But he came off of the seed, and the
Right.
seed started from Matthew chapter 1, verse 2.
So you want to go there next, or you want to stay here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I want to go there.
Matthew 1, verse 2. I'm here. It says,
All right.
Abraham begot. Oh, go ahead, brother.
Oh, yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. Abraham begot Isaac, and Isaac begot Jacob, and Jacob begot Judas and his brother.
All
Amen.
right. So Abraham begot Isaac off of the seed, correct? Isaac begot Jacob off of his seed, which is man carried the seed. You got to have sex with a woman in order to put the sperm into the woman, correct?
But yeah,
And
I agree. I
Jacob,
agree with that biology. But when you say seed and begot, I don't read that. I don't read seed here.
Okay, I got you. I got you. You know, just let me get there. I'm building up, building up.
All
I
right.
got you. Let's jump to verse 6.
Okay. And Jesse begot David the king, and David the king begot Solomon of her that had been the wife of Uriah.
All right. So verse self-explanatory. It's a seed,
Yep.
and then it mentioned a woman, his wife. On there, they too had they jumped to verse 16.
Yeah, 100%.
They all coming out the seed. So back to 16. Well, verse 16. I'm sorry.
Okay, so verse 16 says, and Jacob begot Joseph, the husband of Mary, of whom was born Jesus, who is called Christ.
So the seed, which was in Abraham, it came all the way to Joseph, and they Joseph had sex in order to have Christ, because Christ came out the seed. Now you mentioned the seed, so I'm gonna show you where the seed come in at.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you where the seed come in at. Okay, let's go to Romans 1 and 3.
Give me a second to get there.
Yes, sir. Take your time.
Romans 1 and 3. It says, concerning his son, Jesus Christ, our Lord, which was made of the seed of David according to the flesh.
So it says that he was made out the seed of David according to
Right.
the flesh,
Amen.
not off of a spirit. It was off of the seed of David. Okay, and I mean I got more. We can go to. All right, now we established the seed.
Let's hear him. Yeah, let's hear what you got.
All right, awesome. All right,
So
we can
I
go
am following
to.
your logic. So by the way, I just want to say I am following your logic. So so I'm not confused as what you're explaining. I'm getting what you're building up. I'm following you. Okay, so I want to hear
Okay,
whatever.
okay, awesome. All right, all right, I got you on this one right here. Let's go to Hebrews 2:17.
All right, so we're going to go back to Hebrews now. This time, verse 17. Give me a
I
second.
was gonna go back on the seed, but you say you follow me, so I can go somewhere else now.
Yes, no, but if you got more, like what you want to do, because this is unfamiliar, like doctrine. So what you want to do is, if you got more that you want to add more emphasis, you should do that so you can drive home the point all the way. Because I'm with you, but I can't say I'm 100% like exactly know where you're going, but I got an understanding where you're going. But if you need to drive that point all the way home, I suggest you do that. Oh, it looks like he might have disconnected. Maybe his phone died. He'll be back. Okay. So I think he disconnected. I think his phone died. So, his iPhone, the trash. Welcome back.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. It's raining there. I lost signal.
Yeah, I figured that either your signal you lost or you got one of those iPhones where they can't keep a charge and your phone died.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But I left out of Hebrews 2:17.
Oh, wait. So let me get
Since
there.
we have the understanding of the seed. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
let me get there. Yeah, okay. And like I said, I want you, just because I said I can follow a little bit, that doesn't mean everybody else follows. So I want you to, do what you would normally do. Okay, so I'm at Hebrews 2. I'm at 7. Wait. Yeah, I'm at 17 right now.
Okay, cool.
It says, wherefore in all things it behooved him, this is talking about Jesus, him to be made like unto his brethren, that he might be a merciful and faithful high priest in things pertaining to God, to make reconciliation for the sins of the people.
All right. So me breaking that down is he was made just like his brother and just like everybody else off of the seed. Therefore, the reason why he was made off of the seed is because he came like everybody else. Therefore, if he be tempted, He had to be tempted like everybody else. For like, if somebody
That,
was to go through temptation or anything, he will be able to relate to that. That's why he had to come as man. Like say like if he was came as an angel or whatever the case may be, like because all right, he was made off the sea. If he was made off of an angel, then Joseph wouldn't be his father. An angel would be his father, pretty much.
so
You know,
we agree to
so he
that.
was made. I'm sorry, say that again.
No, I say I agree with you. Joseph was not his dad. I agree.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's why he had to come as a man, just where he can relate to people that's going through temptation. Because how would it be? Like he's supposed to be the prime example, and like people come to him saying like, well, on Judgment Day they be like, well, I've been telling this, I've been telling that. It won't be no excuse because Jesus himself came just like you came by the seed, and he been tempted also just like you've been tempted as a man. And I would like to go to the next verse on 18 to show that.
Yep. Okay. So it says, "For in that he himself hath suffered being tempted, he is able to succor them that are tempted." Okay.
Yes, sir. Succor means basically comfort. So that's why he had to come as a man in the flesh for he can succor comfort the people that's actually going through the same temptation, so he can help by understand of how they operate pretty much.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So I actually, oh yeah, his connection is bad. His connection is bad. I agree with some of the things he's saying. He's trying to drive home the seed thing, the seed doctrine, and that's where he's losing you all and me. The seed doctrine is just not lining up to his agenda. And I'm telling you, if these guys, that's why it's important for us to address the seed doctrine right away and show them that it's not dealing with sperm or semen. Um, and once we're able to do that, to get them to see that, their doctrine really falls apart from there. Like, believe it or not, that seed doctrine is pretty much their entire doctrine when it comes to the virgin birth. That's pretty much it. So that's why it's very important for us to really drive home that it's seed ain't semen. And and they'll go to the Greek, and you see, I don't really challenge them too much in the Greek. I let them read whatever they want to read. And once they read byproduct, I change it. But I really don't want to chase that rabbit hole too much. Okay, here he is. Okay, yeah, it's raining like that. You must be in Seattle.
No, sir, I'm in North Carolina. But
Wait,
that's
wait, wait,
that's
wait, wait,
I'm
wait,
just.
wait. Off topic. How is it out there in North Carolina?
What you mean, like the weather?
No, I mean like peace, like to live out there. Like, is it? How is it?
I think it's pretty cool because we got a lot of countryside, so the cost of living is way cheaper than the city, honestly, and it's diverse, and like I'm like I like my space, my peace,
Me
so it's
too,
like
and
where
that's
I
why I'm
live at.
asking you about the space. Like, how is
Yes,
that?
sir. It's lovely. Like you probably won't have a neighbor. You get the right spot, you probably won't have a neighbor
Oh
to
my.
about
Okay,
a couple miles up the road.
brother,
No,
that
but
is my
trees and
that is my milk and honey. Yeah. So what cities would those be in North Carolina if I want to look them up?
man, you gotta hit the countryside, probably like Tar Heel, White Oak.
All right.
Well, I'm in Bladen County pretty much, so I'm in like near Fayetteville. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, Lumberton.
All right.
Um, I know you heard of like Charlotte, Raleigh, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Them,
yeah,
them the big cities.
yeah. I used to stay in like, but I was a kid though. But I actually went to school in North Carolina. It was Forest City and Rutherford.
I'm familiar with Forest City.
Yeah,
Forest City. I'm familiar with that.
yeah. I used to live out there. I went to school out there. But yeah, I'm a
Okay.
kid. I'm a kid, so I don't remember like to the terrain,
Right.
the space. I don't remember, because I'm
Okay.
like
Where you?
now,
Well, what state you live in now?
Jersey, now, and I hate living near people, man. And that's why I asked you, like, how was the spacing out there?
Hey, I drive trucks. So I'm familiar with Jersey too. I don't like the city life like this.
And yeah, I understand now why people are leaving because man, I can't stand people in a respectful way. Like I can deal with them, I can be respectful and those type of things, but just for me, like I rather I'd rather deal with people when I want to deal with them. If I want to move towards, if I want
All
to
right,
go
yes, sir.
towards you, and then okay. But when I come home, I don't want to see you at all. All right. So
Right.
sorry to get off topic, but thank you for that. Maybe we could talk about that later. Okay, so we're
Oh
at
yeah.
so you was breaking down verse 17, and can you repeat that one more time? Because I went off. I went off.
Oh, you talking the breakdown on 17?
Yep. Made
Okay,
unto
so
like
pretty
his
much.
brethren. No. You broke that down. You was doing verse 18 where he had to be tempted and
Yes,
to
sir. Yes, sir.
comfort his people. I got you. Okay. So yeah, and matter of fact, you was finished, and before you disconnected, I said I agree with everything you read on that on how you
Okay.
explained 18. I agree, and 17. I agree.
Cool. Cool. So, what's your intake on it? The immaculate deception.
Okay. So I'm gonna tell you where you're losing me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, when you read Hebrews 2:16 and you read Romans 1 and 3, and you're focusing on one word, which I want to know how you're receiving it. You're reading seed when it says, but he took on him the seed of Abraham. And then Romans 3, 1 and 3, it says that he took on the seed of David. So how are you understanding what the word seed is?
Sure. It came from Abraham, and that's why I brought down the lineage is the lineage. It said Abraham begot Isaac, Isaac begot Jacob, Jacob begot Judas, his brethren. Then it said Jesse begot David, and then the
Well,
King
let
David
me ask it this
begot
way.
Solomon.
Let me ask it
Hmm.
this way. Because yeah, I know what that's saying, but let me ask it this way. When it says the seed of Abraham, what does that phrase mean? The seed of Abraham. Does that mean his grandson down the line of fathers?
Yeah, yeah. Abraham is Jesus' great
Oh, yeah, I
granddad.
agree. Then.
I think it's 14 generations back.
I agree. Okay,
Hmm.
so we agree there. There's no argument there. So maybe let me see what else you read. Maybe okay. So let me bring you back to Matthew's 1 because this might be something. So
Hmm.
I agree with you. So, but the way I would start it would be verse 1, where it says, the book of the generation of Jesus Christ. So we understand that this is about the generation of Jesus
Hmm.
Christ, right? And then it says the
Hmm.
son of David, which I agree, it's the seed of David, son of David, same thing, just means great grandchild of David. And also he's the seed or son of Abraham, which just simply means great grandchild of Abraham. I
Hmm.
agree with that. But what I think you might skipped over, not unintentionally, you might have skipped over verse 17, which is very crucial because verse 1 starts it off about the singular generation of Jesus. But 17 tell you about 41 others. It says, so all the generations. So now we're talking about plural generations, not singular. It says from Abraham to David are 14 generations, and from David until the carrying away into Babylon are 14 generations, and from the carrying away into Babylon to Christ are 14 generations, right? So there's 42
Hmm.
altogether. When verse 1 says the generation of Christ, it's just listing one among 42. So when you said Abraham begot Isaac, that's the first generation. Then Isaac begot Jacob, that's the second, and Jacob begot Judas,
Hmm.
third. And which you understand that if you count down to David, that'd be 14. So I agree with that as well. So now when it says Abraham begot Isaac, I think we both agree that's establishing Abraham as the father of Isaac. And when it says Isaac begot Jacob, it's establishing Isaac is the father of Jacob. And when it says Jacob begot Judas, it's establishing fatherhood again. So we agree there as well.
I'm sorry. Can you say that one more time?
So when it says Abraham begot Isaac, the word begot is establishing Abraham is the father.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So I want to go to okay. So you mentioned the seed of David, the seed of Abraham. I agree 100%. But I don't. So I think it trickled down. So it went from Abraham, and then but Abraham had he had he also had a son named Isaac. I'm sorry, Ishmael.
Hmm.
And so, but it got more specific. It got the lineage got tighter. It went to David, and David completely eliminates Ishmael, Abraham, and Esau, right? But Abraham the seed of Abraham includes Ishmael and Esau if you leave it like that, because
We.
they are the seed of Abraham as well. So like they are kind of
Mhm.
included, but when it says David, David excludes them totally. I'm sorry, yeah, David excludes because they're not part of Judah at all, right? So David excludes them totally. But
Exactly.
what I want to do is I want to so when it goes to Abraham, it goes to the son of David, but the son of Abraham was first. Like Abraham was told he would have a seed come from him before David. David came way later. But what I want to tell you is that there was a seed before Abraham. So and Abraham came later. So if you go to Genesis chapter 3, it establishes that. So it actually started from here. Like it's all started from here. It said in verse 15, when the serpent and Eve did what they did in the garden along with Adam, it all started
Mhm.
from here. So it says, and this is Genesis chapter 3, verse 15. This is the first time we read the word seed as like a lineage or grandchildren coming afterwards. It says, and I will
Mhm.
put my enmity between thee and the woman, the serpent, and between the serpent's seed and the woman's seed, and it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. So this is the original seed prophecy start from. Start from Eve, and then it trickles down to Abraham, and then to David. So I just want to point out it originates with Eve. So when you just consider that and go to Galatians 3, we'll know what is being talked about the entire time. Because we read in seed, but that doesn't really tell us much until we get to Galatians 3, verse 16. Okay, it says, now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. So Abraham and then his seed. He said
Mhm.
he said not, and to seeds plural, as of many, but as of one,
Mhm.
and to the seed which is Christ. So when he said the seed of Abraham, the seed of David, he according to Galatians 3:16, that was only referencing Jesus. That was it. Jesus was in mind. So when you go back to Eve, when it says the seed is her seed, it started from Abraham. It continued from there. It started from there, then went to Abraham, then went to David. So it's from that seed is still Jesus all the way down. Okay.
Mhm.
So when we go back to Matthew's chapter 1, um, as you were doing, you were reading Abraham begot Isaac, Isaac begot Jacob, Jacob begot Judas and his brethren. But when you get to verse 16, actually, let me go back to 17. So 17 established the 42 generations. So as I was talking about in verse 2, Abraham and Isaac is one generation. So they become a generation when you have a parent and child. So if they had Abraham here with no kids, that's not a generation. A generation, you have to have a child, at least one. And that's what
Mhm.
completes your generation. So Abraham, what completes Abraham generation is Isaac. What completes Isaac generation is Jacob, and what completes Jacob generation is Judas. This is how you count 42 altogether.
Mhm.
And the completion is by the word begot. When you look at verse 16, and Jacob begot Joseph. Okay, so now Jacob's generation is completed by begatting Joseph. Joseph
Mhm.
is married to Mary, and it is Mary of whom was born Jesus, who is called Christ. So here we
Mhm.
don't see any son completing Joseph's generation at all, and definitely not by the word begot. So that will be, I would like you to look at that. Joseph is the only one, the only man here to not have a son by the word, who has not have a begotten son. Let me say it like that.
So you said the word begot means the completion of the generation, correct?
Right, because begot establishes fatherhood. So everybody, yeah, fatherhood for sure. So every time you read about a father begotten a son, it showed you that he was the father, and the other noun, male noun, was the son. Right. So begot, it distinguishes it from cousin, distinguishes it from brothers or uncle or any friend. Begot lets you know that this relationship is only father and son. That pattern is continued throughout every man listed except for Joseph. the buck stops with Joseph. It says Joseph is begotten by Jacob. So he's the son of Jacob, no doubt. But nowhere here in this lineage does it say Joseph begotten Jesus or any son. But
I'm following.
right, but it lists, but it's still in verse 1, it still say the generation of Jesus Christ. So that means a parent just got to be listed, and it lists Mary. It says Mary, of whom was born Jesus, who was called Christ. So it still gives Jesus a generational partner in Mary, but it doesn't give him a father generational partner like it gives every other son here. And that's very crucial because this is the generation of Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
So Matthew completely intentionally left out Joseph because he knew that there was an immaculate conception. There's no father. There's no human biological father, Jesus. So when you just look at now that's Matthew's 1:16. If you look at John 3:16, which you're probably familiar with that verse, it reads like this. It reads, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. So the only person to begot Jesus here is God. And even when you read Romans 1:13, from the 1 and 3, it said God sent forth his son. So that's confirmed in Matthew 1 and John 3:16, just that God is the begotten father of Jesus, and Jesus is the begotten son of the Father. So that's why we say, or we agree with the Bible, that there's no biological or begotten father of Jesus. Now, so that's just one half of the problem. The second half of the problem, brother, is I'm going to take you here. I'm going to take you, if you open your Bible to Jeremiah, let me know when you're there, or I could just read it. You let me know how you want to do that.
Yes, sir. I'm about to pull it up 1 second.
So let me know when you chapter 22.
What chapter?
22
right.
and 28. So let me know when you're there.
28. All right, I'm there.
Okay. So this is the second half of the problem. So Joseph is going to be excluded twice. He was excluded from the birth record of Jesus, the generation. Now he's excluded altogether. So 28, well, let me give you some context. Judah disgusted the Most High, worse than any other tribe. He's so disgusted, this entire chapter is dedicated to how much the Most High disgusted at Judah. Like all throughout 22, he talks about how disgusted he is with Judah, serving other gods, being adulterous. He divorced them. He, just was tired of them, just disobeying and being the most disgusting tribe. So at this time, Jehoiakim was ruling in Judah, and you have Jeconiah. So he says in 28, is this man Jeconiah a despised? Matter of fact, I think 24 would give you more context. He said, the Lord says, as I live, said the Lord, though Jeconiah, the son of Jehoiakim of Judah, were the signet upon my right hand, yet I will pluck it thee then. So he's going to take the signet, the token that he gave Jeconiah to be a worthy king to rule sitting in the throne of Judah. Okay, now 28, he says, is this man Jeconiah a despised broken idol? He said, is he a vessel wherein is no pleasure? Wherefore are they cast out? He and his seed, his lineage. He says, and are cast into a land which they know not. This is talking about when he took them to Babylon, right? So if you read 25, it'll say, and I will give thee into the hand of them that, so after he take the signet ring from him, he will give him to the hand of them that seek his life, and into the hand of them who face thou the fearest, even into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and into the hand of Chaldeans, which that actually happened. So that's why in Matthew's 1, it says, to David, to the carrying away to Babylon. He's talking about Jeconiah and the seed. Everybody came after him, right? And definitely at that time. So he got taken away to Babylon. He was thrown in prison. All right. So verse 29, O earth, hear the word of the Lord. But 30 is the key verse. 30 totally eliminates anybody after Jeconiah from ruling on Judah ever. So he says, thus said the Lord, write Jeconiah childless, a man that shall not prosper in his days, for no man of his seed, meaning lineage, his grandsons, any grandson after him is done. No man of his seed shall prosper, sitting upon the throne of David and ruling anymore in Judah. So now, when you go back to Matthew, everybody named before Jeconiah is good. They're not part of this cursed seed. But if you look at the names below Jeconiah, they are considered Jeconiah's seed. They're Abraham seed as well, and they are also David, but they are Jeconiah's seed, and that's the problem. So if you look at verse 16, when it says, and Jacob begot Joseph, so the first problem is Joseph don't have a biological father. Joseph don't have a biological son here. He didn't beget anybody, because Matthew know that's the cursed seed. But if he did have a biological son here, if it did say Joseph begot Jesus, Jesus would be a part of the cursed seed. Therefore, he couldn't rule on Judah, sitting as a king of Judah, ever. Like, he would be disqualified, like Jeconiah and everybody listed below.
Say the last part again. Not the last part, but on the part you said before that part right there.
Yeah. So let's say hypothetically, it did say Joseph begot Jesus. If that was the case, then Jesus will be disqualified like everybody else to sit on the throne of Judah and rule, because he would be part of Jeconiah's seed. So this is why we hold to Luke 3 being the another genealogy stemming from Jesus, but we believe that's Mary's, because there, for one, it doesn't come from Solomon, right? It comes from Solomon's brother Nathan. King David went to Bathsheba and had 4 kids, and Solomon and Nathan are 2 of the 4 coming from Nathan. Coming from Solomon and Nathan are brothers. They come from Bathsheba and Solomon and David. So here in Matthew's, this says King David to Solomon, but in Luke 3, that genealogy, it says, starting at 23, it says, verse 31 says King David to Nathan, Solomon's brother. If you keep reading in that genealogy, you'll see there's no Solomon, and then you'll read there's no Jeconiah. So there's no Jeconiah in that genealogy. Now, keep in mind, we hold fast that it's Mary's. So, and we hold fast that Mary, that genealogy clearly says Nathan to it says David, right? So we know that's a David lineage. That's not part of the cursed seed. So we hold fast that Christ is Judah through his mother Mary. So the scriptures are still correct when it says David's seed. David's seed just means a grandchild of David. We hold to that Mary is a grandchild of David. And so when Matthew's 1 lists her as the only parent of Jesus, Matthew also acknowledges that Mary's the only parent, and Jesus is a Judite he's a Jew through Mary. So that was how he was able to avoid the curses. He will come through his mother and not the lineage, the seed of Jeconiah.
So you saying Mary is basically Mary came from David and not Joseph.
Yeah. So Mary, if Mary had came through Jeconiah, then Jesus would be disqualified on both parts of the, Mary and Joseph. But Mary comes through Luke 3, and that does not have Jeconiah there. So therefore, she wouldn't be part of that cursed lineage.
Okay, so that's kind of confusing. I'm gonna have to go back on the scriptures you're bringing out. But what I'm saying is, okay, so it says, all right, Jesse begot David, the king, correct? And it go all the way down to verse 16, and it say Jacob begot Joseph. That's the same lineage right there. So I'm not following where Mary is part of David lineage. That's all.
Yeah. So if you compare and contrast the lineages, those names you're reading are not in Luke. So when you says Jacob, Mathan, those names, Eleazar, all those names after Jeconiah, they're not in Luke. So this is a totally different genealogy, but they both stem from Jesus. right? So if it's two different, if you're a kid, which you are, and you got two genealogies, one is your father's, one is your mother. They would have to be your biological parents, or yeah, that's how it would be. So
Mm.
Matthew genealogy is there to show you not that Joseph is part of Jesus, it's to show you that Joseph is not part of Jesus. So it's confirmation that Jesus didn't come from the cursed seed. And Luke is there to show you that he came from the non-cursed seed, the lineage that's not cursed through Jeconiah. So that's why Luke is there. Luke 3 is there.
Okay. Um, I'm gonna have to disagree respectfully. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah.
Let me see. What was the Let me see. All right, cause we're talking about the seed, correct? So we back on the seed. All right. So I want to go bring out Second Samuel 7, chapter 7, verse 12.
All right, hold on one second. Let me get there with you.
All right.
Second Samuel. Okay, yeah, I'm familiar with this. Second Samuel 7. You said verse 12?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It says, and when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels, and I will establish his kingdom. He
All
shall
right.
build.
So mhm.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, it says that all right, the seed of thy fathers. No, it said thy seed after thee, which shall process out of thy bowels. So
Right.
it's talking about. I think it was talking to David. It was telling like God was telling David that it will like the chosen one will come out of his bowels,
Right.
which is seed, which will come out of a seed, correct? And
No, the seed is just the lineage.
yeah. But
Okay.
the seed carries on. The man carried the seed, and the seed carries on.
No,
That's
no,
why
no,
I have to
no.
disagree with that.
No, I disagree. So the way
Uh-huh.
seed, remember the son of Joseph, the seed of, I'm sorry, the son of the son of David, the seed of David. Seed just means
Hmm.
child or offspring. So if a child is being born or is walking the earth, in most
Hmm.
cases it took two. So the man doesn't carry the
Hmm.
seed. The seed is literally in the woman's belly for 9 months. So she's the one who actually carries the seed. It took both of them to come up with the seed, but the woman carries the seed for 9 months.
Uh. Okay. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. But a woman cannot have a kid without a seed. So the man got to put the seed into the woman.
Okay, so that's what I was trying to get you to explain earlier. I knew that's where you was going. Okay, so now you're
Yes, sir.
confused. Okay, now it's confusing. So if seed is only a child, then seed can't be sperm too, because a sperm and child, they're not synonymous. Now it takes sperm to bring about a child, just like it takes a will to bring about a car, but a will isn't the car. Or it takes like metal or plastic to bring about a car, but they're not the same. So a child is a byproduct of semen and from a man and eggs from a woman. It's a byproduct, but it isn't eggs in a woman's vagina, and it isn't semen in a man's uh, penis. So seed cannot mean both. It cannot mean child, and it cannot mean semen. Seed cannot mean both at the same time. It's either one or the other.
Okay, I see what you're saying. And I didn't want to cut you off when you said it, but you actually contradicted what you just said, by the
Wow.
way. Cause you said seed and child is not the same thing, but it takes the seed though. It's basically I think you said sperm to go into the egg, and that's how it makes two. But I'm telling you, seed and child is the same thing because we all are the seed of our
No,
fathers.
no, no. I see. Now here's the confusion. I agree with you when you say it like that, but when you start to lean towards seed or sperm, see the bait and switch is when you provide to me seed as a child. I accept it, and then you will like just now you will say seed is sperm, which I don't accept that. I don't accept seed as sperm, but I do accept seed as a child or children.
how the kids get made?
Okay. So now, brother, you're asking the question, I'm answering it. So now look for the answer. Listen to. Okay. So
Okay.
normally, before this Mary thing, this Mary confusion thing, before that,
Mm-hmm.
kids are produced by a mother and a father. Okay. So now look at where I'm gonna choose. Sperm, semen, but the sperm from the semen, that part, because semen could has sperm inside of it. Without sperm, the semen won't impregnate anybody. So the semen, which contains sperm, it hits the egg of a woman if she's fertile and she has eggs. And together they produce a seed, which is a child, which is a baby or infant, okay, fetus. Okay, so when a human is produced, that is called a seed. Before the human is produced, you only have sperm cells and eggs. So once they actually are successful, because just because you're having sex doesn't mean, and sperm is coming out doesn't mean you're gonna have kids. Just ask Abraham and Sarah. They've been having sex for like 90 years and no kids. So and they had sperm. He had sperm on the side of her, but she was barren. Her womb was closed. So until a baby is developing, there's no seed. So the seed is the baby. So it could be the baby in the stomach, or it can be outside the stomach. It's still called a seed. Now look, I'm gonna give you case in point. So if you go to Genesis, right?
Uh-huh.
Chapter 4. Okay. And you look at verse 25. So this is well after Cain slew Abel. It says, and Adam knew his wife again, and she bare a son, and called the son named Seth. For God said, she appointed me another son, seed, instead of Abel, who Cain slew. So this word son and seed is interchangeable. God appointed me another seed instead of Abel. God appointed me another son instead of Abel, who Cain slew. And to Seth, to him also there was born a son. You could say a seed. So seed and son is interchangeable. And I could show you many other places where you could take out seed, put son there. You could take out son and put seed there, and it works perfectly. But will not work is this. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bare a son, and called his name Seth. For God said, she appointed me another sperm instead of Abel, who Cain slew. So seed is the byproduct of sperm, cells, and eggs. So neither one of them can have a seed without each other.
I see where you're going with it, and that's very interesting.
Yeah. So, but again, if you look through the Bible, I think Abraham didn't have any kids, and he told the Most High, he said, "Hey, man, I don't have a child. I'm childless." And then he entered the word seed right afterwards. Like after son, he said seed. Like, hey, I don't have a seed to pass down my inheritance to, something like that. And the Most High reassured him that he will bless him with children. But you will see constantly, especially in the Old Testament, you will see the word son in the same sentence as seed. Oh, matter of fact, how about this one? One more. I'm gonna bring it to
Mm-hmm.
Genesis 15. Okay. Now I know you know this prophecy. 15 verses 13. And he said to Abraham, know of a surety that your sperm shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs. Okay, so theirs is a pronoun, plural pronoun. So sperm is now taking on a plural pronoun, and shall serve them. So okay, the sperm shall serve somebody, and the sperm shall be afflicted for 400 years. Or it's saying this, because the word seed is there. Or it's saying, and he said unto Abraham, know of a surety that your grandchildren and your lineage shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and your grandchildren shall serve them, and your great grandchildren shall be afflicted for 400 years. So you'll see seed. If you take out seed and put grandchildren, lineage, offspring, or actual singular child, you'll see it fits perfect. But if you ever put sperm in there and replacing seed, it never makes sense. And this is why when it says the seed of Abraham, I was going to ask you if it's Abraham's sperm then how is Abraham the biological father? Because sperm is unique, like fingerprints. Your sperm is yours. You can't pass fingerprints down. You can't pass sperm down. It's unique to you only. So if you did a DNA test, a paternity test for your kids, your brother's not going to show up as a father. Your grandfather, your father, your uncle, nobody's going to show up but you, because sperm as unique as fingerprints. There's no confusion there. So if it's David's sperm, then Jesus is David's biological son, which it ain't true. So just talking about his children to come after him. And I agree with you. That's Jesus and a child. See, the thing is, we look at the Bible as just all men. We're forgetting that Jesse had daughters. No, he had daughters too. David had like three sisters. So these sisters are accounted for. They're not excluded as Israelites, and as Manasseh or Gad, they're still part of a tribe. And the Bible tells you, like the Levite women, they can't go marry even a brother from a different tribe and still be considered a Levite. They got to go with the new, let's say if it's Judah, let's say if it's Gad, they got to be that person now.
I was just looking at that in Tobit 4:12.
Yep. So
4 verse 12. I was looking at that.
Yeah, so like there's many places where seed just not gonna work for kids. I mean, I'm sorry, it will work for kids, but it won't work for sperm. So that's why I was following you when you said lineage, but once you switched to sperm, I said, okay, no, that's not possible. And that was the confusion. The confusion was, that's why I asked you earlier, what do you believe seed is? And it's definitely a child, children, progeny, offspring, descendants. And Mary is a descendant of David. And at the very least, she's an Israelite. At the very, very least, she's definitely an Israelite. But we hold that she's a descendant of David, fulfilling the prophecy of what you read earlier. Took on the seed of Abraham, seed of David. That's Mary, and she gave birth, fulfilling the first prophecy, which says her seed, her child, Eve. So it's about her child. So it's all about the woman's child. And then you go to Mary, she fulfilled that. The woman had the child, and it's Jesus, and he avoided the curses.
Okay, so this what I would say. That's where we do come to a disagreement at, because from my understanding and from my understanding, I believe that man carries the seed. I believe sperm is seed.
Okay, now here's the problem with that. I just showed you. So now, can you give me a chapter and verse where seed is mentioned in its actual sperm?
Sure. I can try to find one. Sure.
Yeah.
Because I understand that. Yes, sir. Let's see.
Because there has to be a proof text to what you're saying.
Right. Of course. Like, I don't speak on personal feelings. I like to go to the Bible to talk for me and everything.
Because
so, I understand that.
There's a plethora of random verses where seed just means offspring or child. There's a plethora.
I got one. I want to find a good one. See after them.
So I'm gonna help you out. You can only go to one chapter and one verse, but I'm not gonna tell you which it is. But you can. There's only one. So when the word seed is being used throughout the Old and New, brother, there's only one chapter and verse where seed is actually sperm. Only one out of 100 times is used. And
you talk about John 8:37.
No. It's not in New Testament. It's only Old Testament. There's only one verse where seed is used as sperm, and it gives a qualifying word to let you know it's sperm this time. So without that qualifier, it ain't sperm. So, but you won't be able to read anywhere else, old or new, where seed is sperm. And
yeah,
and so
hey, look, brother. I'm always aware. You know what I'm saying. I love learning. You know what I'm saying. So even if you is right, I'll just let you know, like, hey, that's good stuff right there. You know what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, I want to do research on this, and I want to get back to you on that though.
Right,
but you did make a valid point. Yeah, most definitely, and I love it, man. Hey, all praises for.
Okay. And I'm gonna close out. I was waiting. I was already closed out, but somebody had a guess. So I said, let me wait for the brother. All right. So
Yes, sir.
All you gotta do is reach out the same way, and I would love to hear what you have, to offer. If there's something different, if there's some additional text that you have, I'm all for listening to it. And same way, and so the same energy is here. If you're giving me, I'm gonna give it back to you. You're welcome to come back with any new understanding, or if you want to elaborate on something else that you didn't do, I'm fine with that.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Hey,
So,
what's your
yeah.
name? I never got your name.
And my name is Swazi, Father Swazi.
All right, awesome, awesome. Well, my name's Jedidiah, man. It was nice to meet you.
Definitely a pleasure, brother. Be safe. God bless you.
All right, you too.
I'm gonna close out. Well, well, well. So you got some honest brothers in Israel. Mega Man, peace. Rasta Man, peace, peace, peace. We got to stop meeting like this. You guys are hilarious. So yeah, so that was an honest man. Okay, very honest man. He didn't chase. He was trying a little bit. He was trying to twist up the seed and sperm thing, and that's why I told you guys. Um, I want you guys to like go out there, go to some of these Hebrews like groups and challenge some of them brothers righteously. I ain't saying you got to be like me, all aggressive, but righteously say, hey, bro, I see that you guys believe that Joseph is the biological father of Christ. What verses do you use to support that? And when they run off 1,000 verses, say, hey, can you mind if we just do it one by one? And then, whatever talking point I use, you use to prick their brain because you see it's working. Some of them are hard-headed, stiff-necked, as Revolutionary Me said earlier. We had a brother who was hard-headed, stiff-necked, but I had to kick him off. But some of the happy brothers be receptive. It's like a weight off their shoulder. It's like they already knew the virgin birth was true, but I think their peer pressure to believe it, to say it's not, because of the cult that they're in, right? Like who wants to be the renegade? Okay, hold on. Let me get my son at 4:30. Yeah. So who wants to be the renegade? Who wants to bring the bad news? Or because I'm sure they got like a brotherhood there. Like I've been in some of these groups, not a camp necessarily, but I've been in some of these groups where the brotherhood is strong, and now you have a truth about something, either a brother or a doctrine, and you're like, man, there's no easy way to bring this. However I bring this, it's going to break up the brotherhood. At least definitely for me. Okay, hold on. Let me wake up the baby boy. Okay, let's see. He might not panic because he did sleep a long while. Hold on 1 second. All right, we're back. We're back. Come. Yeah. So if you're strong, you see, these brothers are very receptive if you're strong, right? You're not wavering. You're like, nah, this is that. Seed isn't sperm. So I told you guys, when you get them to understand that seed isn't sperm, I told you that their entire doctrine unravels. And you see, when he finally understood what I was saying about seed and sperm and child, he was like, yeah, let me get back to you. That's all you got to do. Nothing else matters because their entire doctrine is based off seed is sperm. Okay. And I show him, brother, you're not going to be able to prove that on this call. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Because the only way to do that, if the only way you can do that, if it actually says that. Um, so I'm trying to make sure I don't, because I got the game on. I got Colorado, Deion Sanders game on. So I'm making sure I don't hit uh, that volume button there and get flagged. I put a comment in your comment section to your logic for this. Check out that argument. Rub it by me. I want to know what both of you guys think. So if it's, let me see. If let me see if I can see it. You said a comment on the last. Okay, so this should show up. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see a notification for that, Tone. Yeah, so Tone, if you actually put it in the chat section, like the live chat, then I won't be able to see that unless I watch that video over. And like the live replay is never like it's never right away. So like even right now, if I end this live, you guys won't be able to see the live replay until I believe hours later. So I won't be able to see your question or comment unless you're willing to put it again. Yeah, so if it's not a problem, just put the comment again, and I will be able to look at it right now while I'm not debating. And like believe me, I got like 3, 4 guys right now ready. I'm just taking like a small little break. Come. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Take a little small little break. I know if I check my phone, I know I got a contender. Come. It's getting a little chilly out here. Oh my god. You should get enough. Okay, so you just did it. All right. So if you put it, so it depends. If you put it in a live chat, I won't see it. But if it was a comment on the video, the notification should come up. Yeah, it's broke. What I'm gonna do? Whew, it's broke. Yeah. Yeah, so as for right now, I don't see a notification, but once it pops up, I will answer it. I mean, I would, respond to it, assuming I would have a response. Go, go, go. Go. Yeah. But like normally, I would see all of y'all responses. A notification definitely shows up. You see, I'll be responding to their comments when I see it. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to wait for Minister Meats for the other guys, but I do got a few guys that's like, but yeah, like I said, man, it's a great thing that some of these brothers are, I would say, kind of honest in their research. I can't say all the way honest because they're definitely cherry picking and they're forcing definitions on words that really don't fit. But I can't give them that credit and say, yo, they're honest. They're not honest in their research. It's actually disingenuous at the very best. No, not the very best is not the very least is disingenuous and close to dishonest. So, okay, you want to go back to Swazi? Okay, I know you just woke up, but you want to get into Swazi? Come, let's go Swazi. Come, let's go Swazi. Come. Yep. All right, Swazi, come. All right, hold on. Let me get him back into Swazi. All right, so me and behave outside. So I'm back in the house. That means I can look for another person to heal from this one West doctrine. We're cleansing the evil one West doctrine out of these brothers and sisters. Okay. Come. Let me give him his bottle. Hold on. Okay, so we're back. All right, we're back at it. All right, all right, all right. Yo, Colorado, they got good offense, but they got no defense. Mm. All right, so let me see who else. Let me see who's next. Who's next? Okay, so I got one loudmouth that I gotta address. Just one loudmouth guy. Okay, so don't forget, I'm giving myself a 21-0 deficit because I'm letting them believe that I believe an angel was responsible for the birth. So that this is why they keep saying that. Because if I don't put myself in a 21 point deficit, then they probably won't be feeling confident enough to argue the one West doctrine. Okay, so this is why. Yeah, exactly. And the just man thing, Tone, when Meech asked them what a just man is, they try to be like, well, they asked me, are you a just man? Like, this is just something going around. Like, wait a minute, bro. When he called him a just man, he's saying he's standing out for the rest. He's standing out from the rest of mankind. Okay, it's not saying we all just men in our own hearts. No, brother. Come on, man. That's not what it's saying. But these guys are not honest at all, man. They're very disingenuous. Yeah, I'm waiting for the post to pop up. I'm waiting for it to pop up. Yeah, let me show you. I don't see I don't see it. So this is so if I do this right here, it's supposed to pop up right here, and it's not. See, nothing is nothing. That's it. So and this is 4 hours ago. This is the earliest. It's 21 minutes ago. So I don't know when it's going to show up. I might have a discussion before it shows up, or maybe I won't. I'm on their time. Okay. Let me peek at Dion's game. Let's see what's going on. Let's peek at Dion's game. Okay, I'm here. A lot of controversial catches I'm seeing. Yeah, Mega Man. Yeah, they all get stumped by the curse. And I told Meach I'm gonna start bringing that out. Yeah, the curse is stumping all of them.